Not really.
Oh.
No, I just need to.
Anyways.
Okay, anyways, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Primo Talk. This is episode 4. Damn, that episodes are kind of going by fast here, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for episode 4.
Are you?
But-
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am joined here by. Say your
My
name,
name's
guys.
Aylin. You guys, what's up? I don't know.
That was funny.
I'm just trying to make it fun. I'm,
Yeah.
Next, who's with me? Over there.
I feel like we should restart this. So,
I just keep going.
I'm Mendoza.
And I'm Crystal.
Nice.
You can't sing, Crystal, so please don't do that.
Yeah, you can sing. I don't think none of us can sing.
The
Honestly.
silence after I did that.
Can anyone in the family sing?
Okay, go.
No.
No, huh?
I mean, I don't
No.
know anyone. Maybe there's fake singers. I don't know.
Honestly,
But
our family
anyways.
is pretty talented. We don't have that much talent as a family.
We don't have talent. That's why we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, never mind.
you guys, so last week we talked about relationships, toxicity.
Toxicity.
Sorry, another word again, back to like what I can't say, what toxicity, whatever that word is, gaslighting and jealousy and lies. But this topic we want to talk about a little bit more of how men and women show interest to each other and the difference between flirty and nice.
Bro, this is the perfect day. Oh, dude, I need this right now. Literally, I need this right now. I have so many questions about that.
Because they're
Okay,
always
what's
just
the
being
first-
nice to you, huh?
Damn.
No, so what's your question, Kevin?
No, I
Damn,
don't want to talk
Crystal.
about it now. Crystal made me mad.
Yeah, Crystal.
Crystal.
I'm
Real,
just kidding.
that's
Go.
For me,
Crystal.
I always struggle. Like, I never know when the difference between a girl being nice and a girl being flirty. Like, and that's why I never really do anything, because I'm like, oh, she's probably being nice. Or I'm like, what if she actually was being flirty? I don't know.
Well, I think we first have to start off with explaining how does a girl or a male
Yeah.
show interest in you, and then we can demonstrate the differences between each other. So I feel like when a girl is showing interest to you is one, she tries to talk to you a little bit more compared to anyone else in the group. She gets maybe a little shy around you. She tries to, like, if you say something, she'll probably smile. Like, it could be the smallest of the thing. Like, it could be like, oh, you're really pretty, and then she'll be like a little blushy. That's what I think, because personally that's how I get. Crystal, what do you think?
I agree, but also I don't know if Aylin does this, but for me, when I'm like really into a guy, I'm like doing like excessive like eye contact with them, or just like kind of looking at them. But then when they look
Yeah.
at me, I kind of do the little like look away or like
Oh my God,
just
she's looking
small
at me.
smile.
Another thing that I do personally is I think I try to
Like
act
the
a little
mysterious
weird?
kind of vibe.
I feel like I try to act a little weird just to get their attention. I think that's what I try to do. Like, I try to just let's say they're talking, I try to be like, oh yeah, like that's cool. Like, I try to be part of it. Again, obviously I don't butt in, but if I'm in the group, I try to talk a little bit more. That way they can think like, oh, she's interesting, like she's cool. I think whatever I try to do is just try to get their attention as much as possible.
It's like lying on a resume,
Yeah.
basically. You're never really
You
telling
wanna-
the truth.
you wanna stand
just
out.
want to
It's like-
stand out. Yeah. So if we show like we have a lot of skills and everything like that, then that's how you know we're flirting.
There's
Yeah,
just-
But if
Basically,
we're just
we're
being
preparing
for
for an
real, and
interview.
being like, nah, then
But
There's
this is
just
from
something
personal
nice.
experience. I
Yeah.
do know some girls do act a little differently.
Yeah,
Some
disclaimer.
girls are a
all personal
little too
experience.
scared to show anything, but I still feel like they still try to show. They still try to you're basically the different apple between the whole tree. Like, they're the one, like, that's the tree that that's the apple they're gonna poke on. That's the apple they're gonna look at the most, or try to touch. Even though they don't take it and take a bite of it, they still try to poke on it.
There's
That
like
makes
this
sense.
I think you
cliches.
said that analogy wrong.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
didn't
it's
make
you
any
poke
sense,
at an
honestly.
apple. I think it's like you pick that apple out of the tree, not you poke that apple. Why
Yeah,
are
that
you
makes more
poking
sense.
an apple?
Whatever. That's my version. Okay,
Okay.
go Kevin.
There's always that cliche of like girls like who that do like the hair thing, and then or
I
like
do the hair thing.
I don't think that's like a common thing. I feel like this is more of a TV thing.
That's why I was like cliche. Like cliche is like
But there is girls that will probably like play with their hair a little bit more. Like, but I think it's mainly because they're nervous, not necessarily because of anything else. Like, because sometimes girls, like I get nervous if a guy will be talking to me and I really like them. Like, I'll just be like, oh, and we all try to do something. Like some people like either will bite their nails or like play with their hair. I think girls will probably play with their hair, but not necessarily have to do all of that.
Interesting. Interesting.
That's the thing, though. I feel like all the girls do it like in a different way, so you really don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
when a specific one is doing it,
one thing they do have in common is like what Crystal said. It's like lying in a resume. They will try to They try to have all the what are the skills that you're asking for?
And like requirements.
They try to and it's still, and regardless, what they one thing they really do is they try to talk to you as most.
I feel like they just try to be around you.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Like, as long as you're there, they're like, oh, he's gonna see me eventually.
Yeah, so like those are the main three things that they actually do try to do.
But you know what? It's kind of funny because Aylin and I have had this conversation of how we have these like sort of expectations or like this sort of thought that you're thinking the same thing that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So like for me, when I see someone that I really like or think is cute and I'm like making eye contact with you and you're making contact with me, I think we're thinking the same thing. I think that we already created this life together in our minds, and the next step is for you to come up to me and to start it. But it never happens.
No, in my head is I already created a whole storyline and I get mad if you're not following it.
Yeah.
Like, why do you girls get mad? Like,
that's true.
Like, why aren't you doing what I'm thinking of here? Like, you should just know.
But why do you guys do that? It makes no sense. Like,
for real.
I have I don't know. Maybe it's just me in general. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, Crystal. But like,
maybe it's just a personal thing. But
yeah, I know personally, I do create a whole story in my head, and I expect you guys to follow through. But like, I'm expecting these 3 things to happen because you're if you like me, you should know already.
That makes no sense, Kevin. Kevin, you following?
What a disadvantage we are, bro.
Look at it this way. If you already don't go with it at the start, at the jump, then it's not gonna work out.
You see what I mean, Kevin?
If you're not following the script, you're out.
Let me order like a mind reading machine on Amazon real quick, because goddamn.
Yeah, it makes like no sense. Like,
but anyways, that is like those are like some examples of how a girl will show interest.
Before we move on, how do you tell the difference between flirting and being nice?
Okay, that's what I was gonna move into that.
I need to know that right now.
So I'm gonna throw a little example. I'm not gonna go into too into detail, but this is an example of being nice. It just happened to a friend of mine, but basically, this guy was very, very much into her. I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna name from where, and it was obvious that he was interested in her. But it was obvious that she wasn't, and everyone in our eyes, but not to his. Like, he strongly believed that she was, but I guess certain examples to show you that she was just being nice is if she were like passing by and he were to ask her something, obviously she would just answer the question. She'll have a conversation like a regular person, like that's just her being nice. And if she needed help and he offered it, yeah, she'll be like, okay, great, thank you. Or like if it was vice versa, again, like she'll do it. That's just, again, her being nice. Or like if she's talking about a certain topic, like, hey, how's your guys' weekend? Like, and then she'll ask him, like, hey, how's your weekend? Being nice. I don't know where in his head he thought like that she was flirting with him. Even though I just think she was just having a regular conversation.
Honestly, I think a lot of the fault, it comes down to the guy, honestly.
Yeah, it really does. Like, because, I mean, a girl will be honest. And if a girl, one, is talking to other girls about another guy, you should know she's not into you. Like, she's not into you whatsoever. And this person that I knew will do that. She'll be like, oh yeah, I'm hanging out with this guy. And he will hear it. I don't know if he thought like this was for him to get jealous or I don't even know what was going on in his head, but he thought like she was 100% into him, even though that was not the case. Like she was just talking to him like a friend.
I
If
feel
she
like it's
talks to you, if she doesn't care what she does in front of you, it's not because she's comfortable. It's because she don't like you.
Interesting.
I
Now
feel like
being
it depends on what
flirty,
you're saying. Yeah, I feel like there's a clear line between being nice and flirting. Honestly,
now being flirty in my case, because like there was a lot of times when when I was single, there was a lot of guys that thought I was into them. I don't even know why. Like I would ask them about their weekend, and they thought like, oh my god, I care about what they were doing. I don't know why they thought that. And and they'll even tell me like, oh, it's because you answered to my text, and I'm like, well, you're asking me a question about the schedule. Like, am I supposed to ignore it? Like, I don't get it. Like, so it's like it's simple things like that. Just because I answer your text or you ask me, hey, like, how's it going? If a girl does not respond within that second, she's not into you, like
damn,
whatsoever. Like, I don't think
damn.
like, obviously,
Are
like,
you good, Kevin?
if a girl is interested in you,
Oh,
but
Kevin.
she will again like try to have a conversation with you separately. Okay, she would try to um have similar interests with you, or like try to have a specific topic that you're into to push that way, just for her to get to talk to you. Like basically she would just try to like separate you from the group, I guess you can say. Like she will have a different personality with you than towards everyone else. Like you'll be a little bit more special.
I had a question, but I forgot it now.
Mic drop,
Sorry.
Eileen. Mic
And yeah,
drop.
and she'll have like she'll like laugh of even of a joke if it's not even funny.
Fuck.
Mm, yeah.
But if she just
Which
like
is
if she just goes
Excuses
like
me.
if she just goes like, huh, yeah,
What the hell?
like she's not into you. And but if she's cracking up, even though the joke is not even that funny, yeah, she's definitely into you.
Mm,
Damn.
Is that how guys act? I want to know how guys is.
Oh, guys, what?
How do guys show they're flirty? I feel like some guys are just straight up and they're just.
Yeah, I feel like it's
I've
pretty
had
forward
guys
with
that just
us.
came. I just had guys came up to me before and just be like, "Oh, I think you're gorgeous, or I think you're pretty, or like whatever." So I think some of them are like straightforward, but like, isn't there some that are like a little bit on the low?
Look, I
Well,
respect those guys, man. The guys that
yeah,
could go up to a girl and be like, "Hey, yeah, I can't do this. I can't do that.
yeah.
It's hard. I can't
I
do
want to
it."
put it out there. I have zero game. Like my game is like zero.
No, I know that already because
Ah, damn.
Damn,
I
We
damn,
could guess.
dude.
You look
the
like the
amount
type.
of times I've tried to help this man and he fails it.
Yeah, I got no game.
Like that girl you had her.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, at the club, like you had
Dude,
her.
Wait, was it
I
that
was
one
so
day?
Her
pissed
to
with that.
you.
Yeah,
I brought the girl to him. They were dancing. They were hitting it
dude.
off.
We
He
did hit it off.
literally had
Wasn't we
her.
like
He
I did
literally
have
had
her.
her.
I
And
just
thanks to
You
who?
dropped the
Thanks
ball,
to
man.
me. Thanks to me. But I don't know what
oh,
happened.
man.
Wait,
Kevin
so
happened.
I
That's
mean,
what
you weren't
happened.
there. Kevin wouldn't have gotten like a chance that day. You think?
I don't know. You tell me, Kevin.
What? If
You
you
know,
weren't
If
Kevin,
he
there,
wasn't there that day, do you
Yeah.
think you would have even talked to the girl?
probably not.
No.
That's a
a
no.
that's
Yeah,
That's a
but
no.
you know,
The,
give me that. But here's the
is a
thing,
no.
though.
Honestly, if it wasn't for me, he would have not gotten into the club.
Nah, I know. Okay,
Nah, he would've gotten in.
that's true. Actually, I was
He
gonna
would have
forget about
gotten in.
that. Nah, I forgot
He
about that.
wasn't. Because the
I
dress
was in a
code.
dress code.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I had to talk.
Yeah,
I had to talk to the guy.
Was that the one same day that
Yeah.
that was the same day, huh?
Oh yeah, the little,
Yeah.
the little.
Yeah,
Oh, I know what you guys are talking
Yeah, we don't
about.
speak of
Yeah,
it.
I
you
know
know,
what
you know
you're
Crystal.
Crystal,
talking
no?
Crystal.
about.
We're not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
speak about it here. We're not
Eileen
gonna-
told me.
You told Crystal?
Who
It was
else
the-
was she gonna tell?
Yeah. We're not gonna, okay, but let's move on from that because people don't
Yeah,
know what we're
we
talking
wanna
about.
talk about that,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I know.
That's funny.
yeah, you were saying,
I know.
Kevin, you have zero game.
Oh yeah, I got zero game. For the most part.
So
the
the way
most
Eileen
part,
said
though.
that was really funny.
For,
What were
like,
you saying, Kevin?
my-
You have no game?
Yeah, I got no game. So, anyways,
You can't talk to girls? Sorry.
here's the thing, though. I have a dorky personality, so that comes out as I feel like a lot of girls do like dorky sometimes. And
Yeah.
that's their type, you know. And then I use that as my advantage to be dorky. You know, I make like dad jokes and there, and then I just kind of like dumb, and that's how I kind of flirt. And then when things start, getting flirty, and I know they're getting flirty, then I'll throw more like out there flirty lines, stuff like that. And that's how that's how my game is. But like going up to a girl, like I suck at it. Like, I can't. I mean, I can, but I'm not the best with the words. So,
I mean, I guess this could go to the question with like Crystal, do you like it when guys go up to you? Like, or if they were to
Like-
go up to you?
Do I like it when guys go up to me?
Not like approach you, my bad.
I think it just depends. Like recently there was like this event for school, and it was my roommate and I, and we were there like kind of enjoying ourselves, and there was this guy who was like up to my shoulder. He came up to me. It was kind of weird because he was like, really tiny.
Hey, lead the
Really
for short
tiny.
king.
Short king.
He's
Hey,
short
give her
He
king?
was
my
really
king.
tiny, but he was kind of looking up to me, and he's like, "Want to dance?" And I'm like, "I'm okay, thank you." He's trying to be nice.
Damn.
He's trying to be really
Hey,
nice,
respect
though.
to my short kingdom.
At least
Hey,
he
at least,
tried.
at least it went
But
up
I
to you,
think-
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not saying that I didn't like I wasn't flattered. Like I was flattered. I was like, oh, that's nice. Somebody thinks I'm like pretty or whatever. I'm like, I don't really mind. It's like I think it just depends on the person. Like if I'm feeling you.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like a guy should like, if I'm looking at you, then you should know to approach me.
You see what I mean?
You get me?
Yeah.
Like, let me
Especially
give you
if
the-
I'm like
Because
I
I-
like
no,
I
no,
said.
I
He's
think,
like,
like
oh,
I said, if I'm constantly
wait.
No, but like-
I knew it was like, if I look at him, he should know that he needs to come up to me. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's
No,
No,
but it's
it's
not
a
just that.
signal.
It's like, but if
Like-
I'm constantly making eye contact with you and you see it, then that's
But
another
it'll
story.
be more. It's not necessarily like, oh, I'm like looking at you, and my eyes are just like deep down into your soul.
No, it's like
It's more
like-
like it's more like
constant glares.
yeah, it's
like
it's
glares.
a constant like you look at them and then you kind of like smile, and then you try to look at your friend, but then you look back to see if they're looking at you again, and then you smile again, and then like you're trying to like do a little
Or you,
glare,
like in
a
between,
smile,
you're like fixing yourself in like any little way. It's like things like that. That's
But,
what
like, I get it. Sometimes like guys don't know. I get it. But
How are we supposed to
I
know?
don't. I think.
Yeah,
I
dude,
think. I think the idea. Hold up. I think the idea of you like going like I guess I don't. In my opinion, I don't like the idea of guys coming up to me at a club. At least when I was single, I didn't like that because I want to be left alone. I don't know. Like I don't like that. I feel like it's weird. I would never want to meet someone at a club. But I do give respect if you guys do. But I also give respect if you guys understand the idea of no.
Yeah,
Because
that's a big
oh my
thing.
god, there's
That's true too.
That
because
Yeah.
you have
if,
no
if a guy
idea.
says if like you go up to them and they say no, okay, you move on next person.
Yeah, because I've
No.
seen some guys like go to
But
no,
the amount
and they
of
try
times-
harder. They're like, oh, I need
Yeah.
to try harder. And it's
No,
like,
not even
they're
that,
like-
but the amount of times that I've been like cussed out because I wasn't interested into one person is scary.
Yeah,
Well, you've been cussed
Like,
out because
it's-
you said no to someone?
Yes, somebody
There's-
called
there's
me
guys that take it
excuse my
back.
language. Somebody called me a bitch because I wasn't into them,
That's
or because
weird.
I was just like
yeah. There's
uninterested.
guys that are like
And
that
it just
slow.
happens. Like there and
Well, they're desperate.
and
man.
what sucks is that often women always have to come up with an excuse like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend," because that's the only time that
it
they'll
will
back
work.
off.
They-
Because if you
they
just
respect-
say you're not
people
interested,
respect another
it's a
man.
no.
They respect another man more than they respect a woman. In the end of the day, it's true. Sorry, that's a
like
mic
if you
drop
just
right
say
there.
I
if
don't
you
think
just
it's
say
for
no,
respect,
No, it
honestly.
is true because like if
Um,
yes, because if you tell the guy like, hey, I have a boyfriend, they leave you alone right away. But there's
like I understand, Andres, that you're saying no because you don't believe it, but from experience,
you can't say it because you
it's
don't have
another
experience.
story.
But like I said, like back to the topic, like I was saying, like if okay, obviously if you don't know, you can't see. There's no like you're not able to see the glare, or maybe the girl's too far where she can't see you, and like you want to go up to her and ask her like, hey, can I, whatever question you want to ask her, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. And if any girl who ends up getting mad about that, it's kind of being stupid because like they're just showing interest in you. If they're not, But the only time I think a female it's okay to get mad is if the guy does not understand the answer no.
Yeah.
So if you guys were to go up to someone and they say, yeah, cool, hope it works out. If they say no, then I would hope that you guys understand and just be like, okay, moving on.
How many times does a girl need to make eye contact with you to make me feel like, all right, this is too many? Because I feel like sometimes it's accidental.
I feel like it's constantly.
If you notice that it happens like constantly, then it's not a coincidence.
Yeah, if it just happens once or twice,
then it was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident. Maybe you were just in the way and you're looking for someone else.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just like looking for their friend. But
if you realize or like you catch the eye contact, then it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
More than once at least, then yeah.
Interesting.
It's all in the eyes. It's all in the eyes.
It is all in the eyes.
I think it's all in the eyes.
Now I want to bring up this question. I know I'm moving on fast with the questions, but would guys like it if a girl approached them first?
Yeah, I've gotten a girl approach me before. It took me a good while to realize that she was approaching me. Like, it was at work, and it was another worker, but we're like separate departments. And then she kept coming up to me, like, asking random questions. I was like, why does this girl keep asking random questions? It's just like, oh, what time do you guys close? I'm like, pretty sure we close at the same time, but I'm like, let me just double check. And she kept coming up to me, and then she's like, do you smell that? It smells like weed. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And I'm like, oh, wait. After the fifth time, then she's like, oh, like, are we friends now? I'm like, oh, I don't even know you. And then she's like, oh, let me get your Instagram then. I was like, oh, this is what this is.
Oh, I like that.
I was like, oh, this is what this is. Yeah. I'm like, I like that. It made me feel more, give me a little self-esteem, Something like that.
I tried approaching a guy once and I ran away right after I said like the first two words.
What did you say?
What did you say? It was so embarrassing. It was really funny too. You just had to be there because I was like telling my friends, I'm like, he's so cute, and they're like, you should go talk to him, and they were hyping me up. They were like, Crystal's gonna do it, she's gonna do it, la 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 la. Like if I was like freaking climbing Mount Everest or something, And I went up to the guy and I was like, I didn't even say like hi or anything. I said, you're cute, and then walked away.
No,
oh, that was so embarrassing.
And she was making fun of me and having no game.
It was so embarrassing.
I feel like
you don't have to have game when you're constantly getting approached.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like girls need to have like game. Actually,
yeah, they don't.
Honestly, I don't think. I just don't think girls need to have game. I think guys are the ones that have to have game. Just because girls are the ones that usually do get approached a lot more than guys.
Yeah, but like, would you guys like it if a girl were to approach you guys first more? Or like, how do you guys feel about it? Like, I know Kevin right now said that he kind of liked it and it felt a little bit, I guess, less of a pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But Andres, what is your like opinion on it? Like, would you like it? Would you expect it?
I would kind of like it, but at the same time, I feel like I'm the one that's supposed to do it. You get me? Like, I'm the one that's supposed to actually approach the girl, not the girl supposed to approach me. So if a girl approaches me.
But if a girl were to, let's say tomorrow, you're at wherever you're at, you want to go get coffee or something, and a girl, very attractive, very pretty, goes up to you, is like, hey, what's your name? And then you tell her your name, and then she tries to have a conversation. Again, you still don't know that she's approaching you, and then later on, she's like, I find you really cute. Can I have your Instagram or something? How would you feel in that moment?
How would I what?
How would you feel in that moment? Yeah.
Oh, like Kevin said, like flatter. Just because I feel like as a guy, it doesn't happen that often, honestly.
Yeah, I know, but like if it were to happen, at least
that's
once.
what I'm saying. Like I'll feel flattered.
But would you like it to happen again?
Nah.
Just because, you don't think it's like it doesn't? You don't think like it's probably making it easier for you?
I'm not capping what. I saw you, Kevin. I see everything.
I don't know. In my opinion,
I see everything.
I feel like there's no guessing right there for you, where you have to like guess if this girl's interested in you or not.
But I feel
she already did the hard work.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is add her, finish adding her, and probably like all you gotta do is finish. Like she already put you to the end of the. She already put you to the end of the finish line. She already put you to the end of the finish line. All you gotta do is cross. Rip that tape.
Yeah, but I feel like part of like, at least for me, like what I find attractive is like kind of like the pursuing part. just to
Okay.
see if you could actually do. That's what I'm saying. Like
It's
if
like
she
the
is,
suspense of it.
yeah. So I feel like if a girl comes up to me, I feel like it might sound bad for saying this, but like I might feel like it comes off like a little too easy. If that
Okay,
makes
you
sense, because
want a challenge.
yeah, because it's like I feel like if a girl just comes up to me, then it's like okay, like I could just she already came up to me, I could have her anytime I want, type of thing, you know.
Okay, I
Instead of
see.
me
I get it.
trying to pursue someone, then it's like, oh, am I gonna actually be able to do it, or am I not gonna be able to do it? And that's I feel like kind of that excitement that comes with it. Because I have been approached before, like not like directly like Kevin, but they've left like little like paper notes with their phone number, and they're like, oh, here you drop this, and they give it to me, and then they run away. You get me? And they're like, oh, text me if you're single or something like that, or call me if you're single. So I've had that happen to me, but I'm kind of
So
like
you see a female's approach as them being like easy?
No,
no, it's
I think he's saying like the idea of it being easy, like he likes the suspense of it.
yeah, because it's like if someone comes
He
up to
likes
me, it's
the
Okay.
like
challenge of it. You get
that
me?
suspense isn't
Yeah.
there no more. It's just like Eileen said, I just had to do the finish. Like I just had to cross the line at that point, you know,
Yeah, like he
because
likes
the
the
door's already
idea of,
open.
having the suspense in him, having the challenge in him, being nervous of going up. Like he likes that whole idea, which I get is understandable. But you wouldn't
But
say
is the
no to the girl,
line,
right?
yeah, but
I
is
mean,
the line
depends.
officially crossed once you've had that conversation or once you've had the second conversation?
Huh?
That's true.
When is the
Because
line fully crossed? After you've had the first conversation or the second
I feel
conversation?
like once you have a date,
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, if someone
No.
just comes up to you and it's like, "Oh, you're cute," and it stops right there, then nothing really happened, you know. But like if you go on a
No, that's
date
not
and
what I'm
everything, then
saying.
it's like,
Like a full on conversation, not just like, oh, you're cute. Okay, bye. Like I did, you know? Like that wasn't
mm,
even a step like a step ahead.
yeah, I'll just be
I
like,
yeah.
wasn't
what the
But
even
hell
I
just
like
happened,
think
you
I
know?
couldn't even see the line from where I was
I
at.
think what
What I'm
like
saying
I
is
think in
like
this scenario, Crystal, I think we're talking about like when they actually gave them their number already, or gave them like a social media, like they already have some sort of information or some sort of contact towards them.
no, I understand that, but what I'm saying is he said about like crossing the line. So I'm just trying to say like when is it actually there? Like once you've had multiple conversations or is it just like a one-time thing?
I feel, in my opinion, I feel like it's when you finally get a date with them. But what do you guys think?
I agree.
It's when you get a date,
Date,
yeah. I think it's when you get
first
a
date.
date, yeah. Because now it's like it's more serious at that point, you know, and it's actually like something could happen, and it
True.
opens the doors for like more things instead of just like going up and then just like running away. Crystal, but like,
Well, that will always be in the back of my mind along with all the other embarrassing things that I've done in my life.
do you think about that sometimes?
I think about every moment that I've ever embarrassed myself at least once a day, if
Yeah.
not twice a day when it's a really bad day. And it's
Honestly,
always
me
before I
too.
go to sleep when I can stuff my head into my pillow and scream.
Yeah, and you're just like, why did I do that? Like, what the hell was
You're like,
wrong with me?
what?
I
I did
rethink
that. You're like,
all
I
of
did
Dude,
that.
my
I'd be
life
doing
choices
I'd be
at
doing the
night.
same thing at night. Like it'll be like something that I did like years ago. Like something these people I feel like that was the only time I ever met that person. And I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, why did I do that? Like why? But
For me, it often happens like at night, but then there's times where I'm like having like such a good day. And then I get random deja vu and I think back to
Just
these
randomly
embarrassing
hits you.
moments and then I'm like, what the hell is the matter with me? Like
How funny.
like why?
Yeah,
Like I just
same.
want to look in the mirror and ask myself why? Why did you do
Why,
that?
Crystal?
What's wrong with
Same.
you?
I'm
okay,
Crystal.
Yeah.
now I kinda wanna go back to the idea of flirty and being nice. What was your guys' idea of a girl being flirty and a girl being nice?
That's in the room. I
That's the hard thing.
Like what did
yeah.
you
I
guys
mean,
think?
it's
Like but like without like knowing at least a little information that me and Krista had given you, because even though like there's still more things that girls do, but that's I guess like the basics. What did you guys think in the past? Like how will you guys know, like I'm
so
gonna do
for
this?
me, at least, like I caught up. Like for me, is when they start smiling at you more usually, and then like you guys said, they laugh more often. And then for me, what gives it like away is eye contact. I feel like eye contact always feels like
Eye
if
contact's the
if they
key.
look at you straight in the
Eye
eyes
contact
and then
is
they can't
key.
hold it for too long, that means they get shy,
Yeah.
And that's when I pick it up. I'm like, okay, they're shy, and that means they're this find me somewhat attractive or
Okay.
something. and that's where I'm like, okay, she's being flirty. And then sometimes I feel like this is where I guess it gets a little iffy. Is the tone of voice. I feel like tones of voice can kind of get mixed up between flirty and being nice. That makes sense. At least in person. In text, I feel like it's pretty obvious. But
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever had a moment where you confuse flirty and nice?
I hope not. I
You
don't
know,
think
that's
so.
all the time.
I don't think so.
It's all the time.
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure I have, but I've never like done anything about it. Like I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Because I'm too, like I said, I have no games. So I'm like, I just let it be either way.
Okay.
That's like for
What
me, like the biggest one, and it's like the one you really can't mess up too much on is like girls. They won't touch you like if they're not into you, you know. Like they won't like grab your arm or they won't like get super close to you to where like you can touch them. Like you get me?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if a girl touches you, like it's not accidental. It's like done on purpose.
Yeah.
And
Unless
I
you
feel
like
like
probably
that's the
like
biggest thing.
unless you were to like bump into you, then
Oh.
don't
Oh yeah, like
think.
bumping into you is one
Hey,
thing.
But then there's also a distinction, like the types of touching, because if she's like shoving you and like everything, she's not into you.
Oh, I know, but I'm
She's
saying
just
like
sitting
she
there,
like grabs your arm or she's like
Depending
stuff
if
like that,
she,
you know.
depending how old is she. If this is like in freaking middle school, then or
Yeah, if it's
elementary.
middle school, then she's in love with you.
Yeah,
She's
but
in
like
love
if
with
this is
you.
like
She's punching you in the face.
But adulthood, yeah, like she'll just be like, oh my god, like or like she'll push you a little bit or like do a little shove, and just be
For
like,
me,
oh my
that's the
god,
biggest one, honestly.
No, I have a question. So what? This confuses me still to this day is when girls use dude, bro, or like phrases like that. Like, what does that mean? I feel like sometimes I get
I
turned off.
don't
I'm
think
like,
that
oh,
means
she's
anything.
using.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
that really means
don't-
I
it
wouldn't look
doesn't-
into that because
So-
that's part of my everyday
Yeah,
vocabulary.
Exactly.
So
That's what I'm
do
saying.
not,
Like,
yeah, it's not
Exactly.
like okay. In my opinion, I feel like if a guy says it, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. If a guy calls you dude, bro, I think they're talking to you as a friend. But if a girl does it, that's
No,
just
I
in
think it's the
like
same both ways.
that's what I'm asking you
like-
guys. Like, is it something, or is it just like something like that's just out of like proportion?
I think
like,
it's in the way that one might use it. Like if you can tell, obviously,
No,
you shouldn't just depend on the dude bro to see if she's flirting. But if you see other signs, like, she's like interested in the conversation, she's making eye contact, she's doing this, she's doing that, and the little dude is like a little cute, like silly, flirty type.
Yeah,
But if
like
it's just
honestly,
a regular conversation that you're having, then don't look too deep into
I
the dude bro.
recommend to not focus on the dude and bro because I feel like that could just probably be their regular conversations because they'd probably be using that on a daily basis.
Yeah,
and they're just used to it. So
Yeah,
like, I
that's
wouldn't, in my opinion, I wouldn't like try to say to focus on it
I
because
mean,
I've used it before and I use it on my boyfriend sometimes. I'm
that's
like,
what I
"Oh
was
my
gonna
God,
ask you. Like,
bro," and then he'd be like, "What, bro?" But
do you call your boyfriend bro sometimes?
maybe getting mad.
Like, not like in a regular conversation, like, hey, bro, like,
No,
whatever, like.
no, I don't think I would do that. I think before, like when we were friends, I'd just be like, "Okay, dude, okay, bro," but like that was, I was obviously into him, but like I was just saying that because that's how I would talk. It wasn't necessarily because I was trying to like be flirty while using those words. Like I was doing other stuff to be flirty. So in my opinion, I just wouldn't like. I recommend to probably not focus on the dude and bro part. Just because she calls you dude and bro does not mean that she's interested, or doesn't mean that she's not.
Yeah, that's like looking
Yeah.
too much into it.
Yeah. I just
You know what's another good way of figuring out if she really loves you?
not
Or
loves you
is
into
Talking
you.
about love?
Is if she sings you that song from That's So Raven. Do you know what I'm talking about, Aylin? Can
No.
you feel it?
I don't think.
Okay, she wouldn't do
Feel
that.
the
No,
love.
she wouldn't do it.
I was about
I
to
don't know
sing the
about you
boys'
guys, but I
emotion.
serenade
That would be
everybody that I'm
Krista.
into.
I feel like you're not.
No, I'm just kidding.
You
I
don't even
don't.
talk to them. You don't even say hi.
Yeah, I can't even get to the hush.
Crystal, man.
I can't even get to that
any
part.
further questions?
No, I mean, I have a few more, but we are kind of coming up to the 30-minute mark already, guys. So you guys,
40.
if you guys
Just one more
well,
question.
we started
What's the
5
other
minutes
question?
in.
40.
The final question? I want to save it because it's a. I want to save
But
it.
save it for what? We don't know what the next thing is gonna be.
What?
So what if you're saving it for literally nothing?
For real, you're gonna forget about it.
Because it's
Yeah.
something that has to happen before, and then I want to ask it, so I could get perspective on it. That
Okay, I
makes
get
sense.
it. We should put it into the. Are we gonna put it on Instagram? Make a little story about it.
Maybe.
Anyways, okay, but like I guess I could just summarize a little bit of things. If a girl's flirty, she would actually, be nice, smile, do eye contact, a little touch, a little giggle.
Try to get
If a
closer to
girl's
you.
nice, she'll just talk to you like a regular human being. And I guess guys do like it when girls approach them, and girls obviously like it, but would respect if you understood the answer no.
No, guys.
No,
Yeah,
we
No is a
don't.
full
at the end of the day.
sentence.
But
Okay.
Hey, but no can also mean yes sometimes.
No.
And I think we all know when.
Kind of what?
I don't think any of us know when, Andres. I think that's
Never
just
mind.
you.
I think
I
I'm
do
think
you
the
that's
one.
just
Because I think
Andres
sometimes girls say
terminology.
no, but like you actually mean yes.
like
No.
what? Like when?
I don't want to get to like I don't want to get. I think Kevin knows what I'm talking about, but I don't want
I
to get
know
to.
what.
Like,
Because
yeah.
some girls like to be chased, but it's like a few girls, and then they can't really just like depend on those few girls.
And it goes
like,
back to what Kevin
overall.
said. Like it
I get
depends
what
on
he's
the
saying.
tone too. Because like if a girl says no, like no, but she's like,
Like-
oh no, like no, like it could mean two
There's
different
some-
things depending on the situation. Sometimes.
There are some special girls who just like to say no, so they could be chased more harder, and it's those girls who like attention for no reason. It's
I've been told when I say no that I'm leading them on even after I say no multiple times. So I think it's just a guy thing trying to
no, because
trying to
we
dig
say
into
that
the
because
no.
eventually the
Extreme,
guy
right?
does get that girl, and then eventually I was
But
like,
I
okay,
think the guy. I think the guy. Okay, so in my opinion, I think in situations like that is the guy
Sure.
gets the girl because the girl is just like, hey, why not? Just give him a chance. What's the worst thing that can happen? But not necessarily because they wanted to be chased.
depends on this.
It
Every
was
girl's
just
different.
more
too.
like it was just more like, what's the worst thing can happen? Like
That's probably true.
I'll probably get free food. You know, at the
yeah,
end of the day.
yeah, and free drink or something.
See,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
like
I get free
Yeah, that's
something,
true.
and then like
that's
if
true.
they ends up being whacked, then it ends up being whacked. Like I just say no. I just make sure that like the next one, I'm just like, nah, what, it didn't work.
That is true.
But they'll at least don't know. But I don't necessarily think it's because they're asking to be chased or they're asking like they want you to continue asking them or anything. I just think it was more like a last minute thing.
or like a backup plan, like
like a backup
Yeah,
plan.
that makes more
Okay,
sense.
okay,
Honestly,
like
that makes more
medical-
sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
come on,
guys,
take
yeah.
notes.
Yeah, I would need to take a lot of notes.
That's it.
Honestly,
That's
Yeah.
all for today. Ready and
I guess this one was a little short one, but I hope these guys are. I hope a lot of guys watch this and take notes.
I think we're probably gonna be more
Understanding.
confused.
Yeah, honestly, we probably need part 2 of this because
Yeah,
I'm still
I
kind of
think we're
confused
gonna
on
be
some
more
stuff.
Honestly, I'm more confused than I was like 40 minutes
Hey,
ago.
how about we go out? Let's test the things they said to us, and then we come back with some
It probably
answers.
won't work, honestly. I'm just letting you know, like, it probably won't work.
The
I don't know.
answers lie in the confusion. You have to dig deep.
Yeah.
Answers don't come easy.
See, even that doesn't make any sense.
And see.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we leave? I mean, before we end this.
Um,
No.
No. All right,
No.
guys. Just don't forget to like, subscribe, share on Instagram, share on Facebook, El Facebook.
it's
Follow
Facebook.
follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and yeah, we'll be having more content. Obviously, more on Instagram, on TikTok, and more YouTube videos on the way. Yeah. Well, that's it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
What?